As I'm going on my walk here, I thought that I'd just talk to you guys a little bit about health and kind of how society works against us. Welcome back. I am the Eat Coach, RL Melpica, natural health and diet specialist, and here to talk about just how society, as this car passes me by, just works against us in so many different ways when it comes to health. I'm out here in beautiful nature, as you can see all around me. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful nature, which is also a huge part of health as well. Um, we need to be connected to nature in all aspects. We are natural. We are a part of nature, symbiotic connection. Um, but if you just look at the way the world is, you just look at the way the world is set up to work against us, from the types of food that's promoted every time you turn on your TV or you're on your phone and seeing an ad, to all the medical commercials. I think I saw something like 3/4 of every commercial is a is some type of prescription big pharma based commercial, and that's just unbelievable. Because the other 25% is what selling us some product that we should not be putting on our skin, that we should not be ingesting. So, society is ultimately working against you. And then the worst part about it is getting this information. I mean, especially after, the pandemic, things have just changed, and obviously misinformation is a huge thing. So it's hard to get the right information. If you don't know somebody who is providing you different resources, it's very difficult. You know what I mean? Like, I try to be a light for as many people as I can with everything that I've learned in my studies. But for people who have not come to my channel or come to some of my peers channels or some of my mentors channels, they would never know. And that's just, it's sad. And especially when you have so many gimmicks, and how health has become such a money motivated business. It started with vitamins, right? That's a $1 billion business. Um, and I can talk about vitamins in another video, because that's a whole video in itself. But and then you got the dietary fads. I mean, who do you believe, right? I made a video about which doctor should I believe, or which nutritionist should I believe. Like, who do you believe? You got the keto diets, the Atkins diets, the South Beach diets, the Mediterranean diet. You how do you know what's right? Because you have one nutritionist telling you one thing, you have somebody else telling you another thing, you have the Eat Coach right here telling you one thing, and it's just very difficult. It can be extremely confusing and frustrating for anybody who's trying to just be healthy. And healthy is something that's sovereign. Like, health is sovereign. That's something that we shouldn't have to search for. That's something that should be a standard, right? I mean, if you look at all the creatures in the world, and this is what always brings me back to natural health and diet, and what I preach. And it's not that I preach it to sell it, because I'm not selling anything. I'm just here sharing light. And it's just like, we're a part of nature, just like every other animal and creature is. And if you look at every other animal and creature, they instinctively are going to eat what they are supposed to eat, what their body, their physiology has been built to eat. And you notice they don't have the sicknesses and diseases that we as humans do, because they eat their natural diet. And unfortunately, we as humans do not, because health has become such a money motivated institution that our health is not the number one priority anymore, right? It's about some type of monetary gain from whichever organization or whatever takes control of it. So, and that goes all the way up to the government level. So you got to look at things in that way. But when you break it down to nature, there's really no reason that the natural human diet would not break down to fruits, leafy greens, a little bit of nuts, and a little bit of seeds. When you look at us physiologically, and how our body works when we eat these foods, it's quick to understand. It's quick to to basically come to the conclusion that this is what we're supposed to be eating. And unfortunately, through generations and generations, we're talking thousands of years, that has been jacked up. that has been that has been completely infiltrated and put us in a position to where, when you say that you eat the frugivore diet, you looked at like you're crazy. Like, where are you going to get all your nutrients from? Well, you got to understand where the concept of nutrients even came from. The reason why micro and macronutrients are such a big deal now, especially micronutrients, is because of the diet that the human has been eating for the last thousands of years has been so far from the natural diet that the lacking of nutrients came into play. If we were eating, if everybody was eating the natural diet, the nutrients wouldn't even be a concept because that would be a given. And unfortunately, we're just not in that situation. But the main point of this video is more about how society and the world's working against you in every type of facet. You look at some of the new health things that come out every day, and you have to ask yourself, what's the motivation behind them? And if they're not taking you to nature, if they're not taking you to the foundation of life, then just understand that that's probably the wrong direction. So when you're making those choices, which way you're going to go, think of that first. Think about what's the motivation, and then think about the foundation of everything, and that is nature. I always say that you can find all your answers in nature, in everything. So look to nature and you'll get your answers. But anyways, thanks for spending some time with me. If this resonated with you, number one, make sure you're subscribing, hit that subscribe button, and then give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think. See y'all next time. Peace and love, everybody.